Renee, and we're talking to Renee Ellmers. Renee, I've been listening since, and we've met, and I was a champion of yours from the beginning. And one thing that I've noticed in this interview is that the other times that we've had you on, you sounded like a real person. And right now I'm hearing Renee Ellmers, a politician. And I hear a lot of, let me finish, because this is my observation.
Saying, but I'm laying it out for you because like
I'm not understanding anything that you just said. I mean, it is a terrible situation, and it's a terrible solution. And it's not
a solution. That's the point that I want to make.
Well, then why even vote for it?
This is not a solution. This is not the end game. This is not the be-all, end-all. This is the beginning. We have got to lay out a framework moving forward. This plan puts into place the opportunity to have a balanced budget amendment put into the Constitution.
But it doesn't matter if it's not going to help anything. That was my whole point. Nothing that happened last night or the night before, nothing that has happened is going to make it better. And that's my point. I mean, at the least, I kind of felt like, you were one of the people that we could count on to say, you know what, we told you people not to budge. Do not budge. If it crashes and burns, at least the Band-Aid is ripped off and we can start from the beginning. Now, I know I'm not very smart when it comes to budgets and math and all this other stuff, but I do know that we are in an SHI tut hole right now. We are in a terrible situation, and this is not even remotely a decent beginning. So that's why I'm looking at you going, Renee, why? Why did you vote for this?
You see, the thing is that I understand on the surface what you're saying. I really do, because it looks like a terrible plan. It looks like all we've done is add more spending. The fact of the matter is this. The spending has already occurred. The credit card payment is due, and we're opening the statement. And the president, who has added $3.7 trillion to our debt, now has interest that has to be paid. And if that interest is not paid, then everyone's credit is going to go in the gutter.
It's already there.
I'm not talking about Washington. I am not talking about that. I'm talking about the individual who's going to go to the bank, who's already having trouble getting a loan. Now their interest rate is going up. I'm talking about the little guy. Who's going to get hurt.
Congresswoman.
The person who is just trying to make it right now.
We're already being hurt.
Together.
I understand. Look, I understand what you're saying. I'm just going to hit you with one or two more things real quickly, just because we're running out of time. On that last point, though, with the bond rating in Japan actually being adjusted downward here, I believe 3 times over the last 5 years, all of that doom and gloom right there of a lack of credit for the small business owner, the individual, that didn't come to pass. And their economy actually strengthened. Now, I understand one could argue that the manufacturing may have a lot to do with it, especially with the report we got this week. But it's not set in stone that was how it's going to play out.
No, it's not. And that's the point. But the point is that I was elected to come to Washington and be the voice and make those hard decisions. I could have voted with my other colleagues that voted it down. But you know what? We have got to put a framework of financial stability moving forward. I know this increases spending. So did the Ryan budget, the House budget that we passed.
But we said no.
Also did that.
Renee, the Tea Partiers, I mean, all the people who put you in office all came together and said, no, don't do it. And other Tea Partiers stood firm and said, you know what? It doesn't matter. They said, no, we're going to say no. But Renee, you didn't. You said yes to something that's not even going to remotely help us at this point.
Carmen, I had to weigh out the situation. And when I tell you that this was a difficult vote, I'm being 100% honest with you. Now, I could have said no. I could have said absolutely. But you know what? Then let's come up with a new plan. This didn't happen yesterday. This has been going on for months and months and months of negotiations from John Boehner, Eric Cantor, negotiating with the White House.
Do you have confidence in your leadership on this? Do you have confidence in your leadership on this?
I absolutely do.
All right, and then last question.
I absolutely do.
Last question for you. Do you feel as though you are in Washington now carrying out the message as it was sent to you on Election Day?
I believe the American people, I believe the people of District 2 in North Carolina sent me there to make some hard decisions. This is just one of many to come.
No, they sent you there to make their decisions, Renee.
To save this country financially and put it on a good sound guard. We got to get people back to work. That's the goal here.